Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
You are once again welcome to PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the best and latest updates in politics. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for more updates, like and also share to other members to watch as well. You can also leave a comment after watching or send us a voice note on our WhatsApp number, which is 0277128777. Thank you. I want you to join me listening to a fierce fight between Edudzi and Ameyaw of the NPP, which occurred on TV3 this morning. Thank you.
As he wishes. But there's a man that we want to pay homage to. We'll start with it.
So I don't have my money. Analytically, you will not buy. I am a pensioner. And all my money, I must confess, I know I'm on air. The money that I saved to take care of my pension time has been taken over by the banking cleanup. So I don't have my money to support such a wonderful book. And if I tell how much that I saved for over 30 years to take care of my position now, you weep for me. And I get nervous. How at my age to picket as Minister of Finance? Because the legitimate money that I made has been taken over and I'm not being paid. Meanwhile, it's gone to Parliament within the budget that they are paying us. They have been paid. About 800 of my people have died. Others have got stroke. And when we meet, we see a lot of our people in wheelchairs. That's what the government wants us to be. That's what you want me to be. My right-hand side of my mind told me that save, continue to save towards the future. Now, I cannot even afford 1,000 cedis to buy this wonderful book. I'm the chairman, so I'm forced to buy it. How do I buy it? So before coming here, I went to SNET. And you know what the digitalization is doing to us? At 70, at your birthday, if you don't come to confirm or validate your existence through the bio, the computer will stop paying you. Meanwhile, I'm a 3rd January 1950 born, 3rd January. So January has passed, February has passed, they've stopped paying my pension. So, Prof, I had to rush to Senate office today to tell them that I'm still alive. Oh. So they said, okay, put your left 4 fingers there, 5 of your 4 fingers of your right, you're on the thumb, and then they said, now you are through, you'll be paid. And how much is it? And I'm prepared to cough out of this little pension 3,000 cedis to this book. I think I need a better round of applause. I used to be a show boy as well, but now I'm down. But in spite of all these, I will tell you that it's a good book. So if nothing at all, please cough 200 cedis. I don't know, Adrian, how much will it cost in the bookshop, this book? Give me a copy.
And that is Dr. Michael Ejekumado, known to me as a young journalist as Kama. And I remember his conference room at the Kama Group of Companies, which was just around where we had Palace Biscuits at the time. If you're from Dankwa Circle, heading towards La, so to speak. That was where many of the conferences in the early 2000s or from 2000, you'll find the conferences being convened. And I remember he wrote a motivational book about how we need to invest in government instruments and, you know, some of those things that everybody dared to me at the time. I was a young man, dared to me. Pastor Mensah Otabil was with also writing on his transformational leadership series. I remember Albert Okran, and he was part of that crop of people as young men who educated that we have to invest. Well, we're paying him homage. He passed on at the age of 74, and before he passed on, he had an honorary doctorate degree with the KNUST, and then acquired his own PhD with the University of Ghana, and so deservedly, Dr. Michael Ejekumado, rest in peace. That said, it's quite interesting because our issue today we want to discuss foremostly is about what will be the benchmarks that you as an ordinary voter will look at before you make a choice for who becomes your president and the member of parliament for you. So more importantly, let's look at what the latest Afrobarometer is indicating. The most important problems for Ghanaians in 2024, and the respondents were asked some of these critical questions. Now, 41% of Ghanaians say unemployment is key, 38% say infrastructure, health, education continues, and the management of the economy. And then subsequently, we have increasing cost of living. So if you look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items by way of the benchmarks, they all relate to the economy. But water supply, farming is also a key issue. Now let's subsequently also move ahead, and you'll find that there were various people who also were asked some of these questions. So they thought that they followed in that bracket as well. And so for the first policy priority, they looked at unemployment, health, and the infrastructure itself for this year. And then in the 2022, it was the management of the economy. Remember in 2022, that was when we had the 54% inflationary rate that we had within that period, and the dollar just ballooned subsequently. And then we had unemployment, infrastructure, etc. Now let's go up again. I think 2 more steps. No, the next one, 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 the next one. So you find that the age groups of the people mainly were the young people. Okay, so you find that the respondents mainly were 18 to 25, 26 to 30, 35 years, and then 36 to 45 years. Very critical. And these are the issues that they want. Now let's go to this one. So it was not all doom and gloom, because the policies of the current government are very important to Ghanaians. And so 85% of Ghanaians say that free SHS has to be retained. And then subsequently will mean that it has to be either retained the way they are or improved upon. Planting or rearing for food and jobs, 81%, and that's a good thing. So free schooling, and then agriculture, and then industrialization, one district, one factory. 71% say they want this to be maintained. And then when it comes to irrigation, one village, one dam, 60%. And of course, we have 17% who are in favor of electronic transaction levy. So it means 79% of the respondents say they don't agree to the e-levy. What, as a viewer, are your key benchmarks as you're watching us that you'll be using to vote, and why? All right. Now, let me start with you, Kofi Ameyaw. You've taken cognizance of these, and I know that even yesterday, Dr. Mahmoud Ubamia held is a youth connect, a youth interaction countrywide. I'm told 2,000 people were seated in the auditorium, and then even virtually we had more people. 2,000 people.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
No, I mean,
I'm talking about. That was what I heard in the news. I also monitored as well, but I didn't. But I heard in the news.
Did you see 2,000 people?
I saw a lot of the crowd. I saw, to be truthful. Who joined virtually as well. I should be right on that, across the country.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
What do you think, based on your own interactions with Ghanaians are the key issues that they want you to take a look at going into this election?
All right, thank you very much, Roland, and a very good morning to you and to my good friends here. Please allow me to wish a very special person, a friend, a happy birthday, Frida, a former student of Pentecost University and Univer Secondary School.
Frida.
Frida Ando, happy birthday to you. May
Frida
God
Ando.
continue to bless you.
Pentecost University. Because you never
Roland
wish anybody. This is the first time I wish.
That's why I say she's special.
That's what I'm talking about. Pentecost University College.
Today being her birthday, I wish that God will grant her all her aspirations, and then the rest of her many lives will be filled with prosperity, joy, and then a lot of happiness. But having said that,
you're lucky.
Having said that, Roland, I think that the CDD report or the Afrobarometer report truly reflects what Ghanaians are expecting going into the 2024 elections. I have gone through it many times, and you asked the question that what are my personal observations as far as my interaction with Ghanaians are concerned. Not just Ghanaians here in Ghana, but Ghanaians also abroad. And broadly, these are the concerns that they are expressing. And when you look at the issues, I think all the 16 key important problems that have been itemized there, more or less directly or indirectly affects the economy, whether it's water supply or corruption or electricity, one way or the other, they affect the economy. But the overwhelming majority are talking about unemployment. And that is why yesterday it was extremely important, because when you look at the demographics, you realize that a lot of the young people are those who are asking for jobs, creation of jobs, especially from the angle of the government. And that is why it was extremely important that the Vice President of the Republic, the flag bearer and the leader of the New Patriotic Party will once again re-engage, because you realize that whilst on his regional tours, he also does these Youth Connect as well. So he has been engaging with the youth. But yesterday it was extremely important that he remind them of three important things. In fact, four. One, that this government has demonstrated a lot of commitment as far as its policies, programs are concerned, which are geared towards making sure it creates jobs directly or indirectly for them. And two, to also remind them that His Excellency, the Vice President, has a demonstrable record as far as being a Vice President is concerned, because when you look at the history of the Fourth Republic since 1992, he has been the most active and most efficient Vice President we've ever had. And his record is there for us to see. And he has championed over 30 programs. When you read paragraph 60 of his statement at UPSC on February 7, 2024, he indicated and revealed to us what mandate was given to him by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And that mandate was to formalize the economy. And that he has done efficiently, and all Ghanaians attest to that. I'm talking about the mobile money interoperability, the paperless system at the ports, and all the other digital things that you can think of. So for me, it was extremely important. And then the third important thing was to remind them that the alternative is dangerous, that his opponent, or the former president, President John Dramani Mahama, is not somebody they can rely on as far as provision of employment is concerned, because his record indicates that when the youth of this country once again were looking for jobs sometime in 2012, when he was vying to become the president of this republic. At the time, he was even the caretaker president, and he had been the vice president before. He told them he wasn't in a position to provide them with jobs. Fast forward to 2024, yet again, when Ghanaian youth are asking for some form of jobs and something that will really form and shape their future in a better way, he has proposed that he will bring unexplained 24-hour economy policy. Among other things, will be to go to the nightclubs 24 hours, and also to provide them with Nkuko Nkete and Nkuko Nkete. So there was the need for the vice president to tell the youth of this country that they can rely on him, because he provides the solutions that takes care of their well-being and their future. So when you look at the Afrobarometer's report and what the Vice President did yesterday, it's clearly an indication that he has the bold solutions to ensure that he will be able to address the unemployment situation. In as much as we have provided 2.6 million jobs, there are a lot that needs to be done. And he's committed to that because he has the competence and the skill. And when you look at the second most important thing that the good people of this country are looking up to, we are talking about infrastructure and roads. And in the history of this country, if there's any government that has provided more roads than it is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo Bawumia's government. We are talking about 12,830 kilometers of road that has been asphalted, overlaid, rehabilitated, and all that. When we are talking about bridges, this government has done more than any government in the Fourth Republic. I'm talking about infrastructure. In every sector of the economy that demands and requires infrastructure, this government has done more and better than the government of the NDC, especially Mills Mahama and Mahama Parkwesi Misata. So clearly, when you look at the critical issue, then you come to health. In the area of health, or the health ecosystem, you realize that this government has built more hospitals than any government in the Fourth Republic. We are not just about hospitals that were abandoned, but those that were started from the scratch and have been completed. We are talking about the Vermeid or the Eurojet projects. 9 of them that were abandoned, 6 have been completed as we speak now. His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has completed over 20 hospitals. We are not talking about even the Agenda 111. Very soon, I'm told that about 30 will be commissioned before the end of the year. We are talking about the drone system that is something we haven't seen before. That provides essential drugs to our rural areas for those who really need, those drugs when they are faced with one form of emergency or the other. So clearly, when you look at the problems and the challenges facing the good people of this country, you would identify that this government had made provisions and continue to make provisions to address these challenges. But what we are saying is that there are a lot that need to be done. And His Excellency, the Vice President, is committed to consolidate on this gain and ensure that he brings his vision and priority. And these visions and priorities are the ones that will continue to ensure that at the end of the day, we all admit as a people and as a government, but economically, we are not in a better place. Okay? So a lot of things need to be retweaked and tweaked. And that is why he's coming with his tax policies. When you talk about making sure the youth participate in the fourth industrial revolution, he is there to give it to them. We are talking about making sure he makes the business environment friendly. His tax policy is there to address all these challenges. So for me, it is clear that when you look at the challenges, the government and the political party and the individual that can be able to address these challenges as enumerated or identified by the people of this country is His Excellency, the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And I am clear in my mind, I'm certain from day one when he was elected as the flag bearer that this is the man to take us into the better future.
Was it last week? I saw that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia went to MIM and then inaugurated the polyclinic there as part of. Is it part of the Agenda 111 project?
No.
You are not too sure?
I'm not too sure.
How many of the Agenda 111 projects have been completed so far? There are 111.
I have the figures here, but if you permit, maybe later I can come back to it.
Right.
But I know...
We can come back on it.
I know by the close of maybe next month. I know the date, but I'm not sure.
Next month is December.
No, next month. No, actually this month. Okay.
So by the close of November?
About 30 will be commissioned.
Okay, so
some have been commissioned, but I mean proper commission.
Let me write it down.
Just write it
30
down.
Agenda
will be done. So we are doing a lot in these areas that for me have been
like close of November.
Yes. That's what I've been told.
Like
yesterday I was told
November.
by my colleague. So
Kofi Ameyaw.
So Roland, I mean the fact is that
please wrap up for me.
Exactly. The fact is that if there's any government really and truly that do have the policies and programs to address these challenges by Ghanaians, indeed is the NPP government.
Okay, so Nana Dankwa said I should tell you to list the hospitals you have built. Nana
That's easy.
So you say you get it.
I can give you some now.
So if you look at these benchmarks, how would you say that you do a proper assessment, the economy, you look at health, the infrastructure, and issues of unemployment have been dealt well adequately, for which perhaps John Mahama is not even needed at all, and that we need a continuation of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia?
Okay, so I once again, good morning. I want to start my lesson by reading a post by Gabi Asariotredakun on Facebook, dated October 31st, 2016.
Where's the post? Let me see whether it's a legitimate one.
Oh, please do.
Okay.
He says, quote, "The NDC is campaigning on infrastructure, and this is what a university don says about it. The economy is number 1, the economy is number 2, the economy is number 3, because when we have a better economy, all other sectors perform well. Building a hospital is very good thing, but that is not how it is done. If you have existing hospitals and you lack doctors, your doctors are going on strike. You do not have enough medicine. Don't go and build another hospital." Listen to Gabriel. Then he said you have to ensure that the existing ones perform, function properly. That is the detail Mahama fails to give. Today,
what's your point with this?
The point I am making is that the economy. Now the question every household is asking, was it to say? Simple. And this morning, you have shown the video of the respected Dr. Michael Ado.
I was only paying homage to
I beg
him
you, I
because
beg you,
he has
I beg you.
I didn't.
I beg you, please. You have shown his video, and the more I watch it, I became heartbroken. Akufo-Addo and Bawumia took this man to his early grave. Painfully.
You cannot conclude.
Please, I beg you. The man out there is not a young man to lie. The man out there has no interest lying. He is above 74 years. The man says that over 30 years of my life savings, Akufo-Addo and Bawumia, through a dubious DDEP, have denied him access to that savings. Look, when we were in Lagos, Dr. Michael Ado, there to me, and co used to come to Tingis, John Scott building, and encourage us to save in most of these banks and most of these financial institutions. What have we seen? We woke up one morning, Akufo-Addo told us that there shall be no haircuts. Lied to us. I've never seen a leader. People trusted him and decided that he would be deceiving and lying to his people than what we have seen today. Over 61 billion Ghana cedis of people's interest payment and principal payment lost through the DDEP like a military regime. For the first time, we saw a retired Chief Justice go on demonstration. You come and sit here and gaslight people. You come and sit here and make it look like you have done us a favor. You come and sit here and look Ghanaians in the face and tell them that you have built hospital. Are you serious? When COVID struck, when COVID came to this country, where were they keeping the people? Were they keeping them in Akufo-Addo's cathedral? When COVID came, and that if you want to assess the vision, please, if you want to assess the vision of a leader, you will see what he does in good time. 4 years, what were you doing? You were putting $58 million into a bottomless hole for 4 years. Today, that hole is the most useless thing ever done. Instead of apologizing to Ghana, you are sitting here saying you have done what better. Yesterday, did Bawumia tell Ghanaians why he and Akufo-Addo decided to put $58 million, not cedis, into a hole? Did he tell them that $58 million dollars? Do you know the number of jobs it can create to young people of this country? You use $58 million in digging a hole. Are you mad? Are you crazy? And Ghanaians are going through this pain for 8 years.
Be careful with your
No.
You cannot say mad.
No. Listen, Roland.
Now and be raving.
No.
Like
You see, I am in pain this morning.
But the fact that you are in pain does
I watch. No, please. Please.
No, Kofi Ameyaw.
No, but you see,
Kofi Ameyaw, please don't be saying crazy and mad.
It's either your flag bearer or it's you. Come on, don't do that.
It is the height of madness to use $58 million to dig a hole.
Your words.
No, is it not madness? 58 million. Roland, if $58 million is Akufo-Addo's hard-earned money, would he use it to dig a hole? Would he do that? Look, the pain in the hearts of Ghanaians does not require us to romanticize issues. I will not do it.
I was only saying speak with decorum.
People, if you dig a hole with $58 million, would your sanity not be questioned? A hole. And Roland, I beg your pardon. Listen, you have a situation where this government decided that they were going to use $2 million on a sky train. That money is locked up with the company, no sky train. $2 million. Can Bamia tell Ghanaians how many jobs?
Well, we thought it was for feasibility, but that's it.
Feasibility. Yes. And where's the money? Where's the sky train? It's gone under the drain. We are told that this government spent another $2 million, Motor Angel, for the motorway job. It never happened. Do you know how many jobs that $2 million can create? One, $40 million on a so-called Ejapa royalty deal. No deal, our money is gone. Do you know the amount of jobs that this can create? You wake up one morning, Roland, to find out that the Minister of State had kept over $1 million under her bed. You see how smart the Akufo-Addo ministers were? At the time they were taking people's savings through DDEP, they were keeping their monies under their bed. You see what they were doing? You have saved your money with banks. You decided to use your money to buy Akufo-Addo bonds. When the time came, pay us back. He never. But he was keeping his money under his bed. So it is safe. You see how dubious these people have been with the governance of this country. Now on this platform, he said, John Mahama said, he's not a magician to create jobs. You see, sometimes if you come on shows and you are not careful, you say what you are not supposed to say. You sit on this platform and peddle bare-faced lies. John Mahama never said anywhere that he's not a magician to create jobs. I dare you. I dare you.
During the IEA debate, one-on-one.
No,
respect yourself.
You asked me a question.
Demonstrate humility and withdraw that statement.
But
because hold on.
Please.
Kofi Ameyaw, please. Kofi Ameyaw. I remember vividly when you were speaking, I never interjected you. And let me be clear and categorical. That John Dramani Mahama was interviewed or had an interaction with a small audience in the studios of GTV. And that was when he made a statement that it was a response to a question about people saying there were not enough jobs. And he said incubators, etc., had been created with various state agencies. And that if people don't go, or young people don't go there and access them and work, then they wouldn't get it. And then he also said that it was not by means of being posing as a magician, or it's not by magic that you tend to get money into your pocket. That it is only by ways and means if you go and access and work. And it was reported in the media that way. But that was not exactly what he said. We have to be categorical. But I allowed you to go with it because I thought maybe Edudzi will respond to it. No, it's okay. No, I just wanted to put that into perspective. And let me be categorical. When you were talking, I never interjected. You said so many things, and I think respectfully, it's a bit out of character for you to be doing that.
But it's also unfortunate.
So please continue. Because when he used words like mad and all that, I told him that it was ungentlemanly. Please continue.
You see, let me say this, and I'll repeat. I will be considered a mad person If I dig a hole with $58 million, my family will disown me. They will say, no, Tagbomel Asiu in Ewe. Because for me to go and dig a hole with $58 million, my people will not be proud of me. But you see, that's even aside. This morning, we are being told that Akufo-Addo Bawumia have created more hospitals. When you came to power, the NDC had gone to Parliament and signed 8 hospital projects with VAMED. Parliament approved the loan and everything. You came and delayed the project. Now you call it your project. Do you know the genesis?
The Eurojet project.
When did you go to Parliament? Look,
the Eurojet project.
As for Eurojet, you don't even know about Eurojet.
Ameyaw, please, if you have points, please write that. No, please, because you are being rude.
Distract me. I'm focused.
No, you are being rude.
You have no idea.
And then you are interjecting. Please allow your co-panelists to flow. I think that it helps us have a very decorous conversation.
Roland,
please.
Roland, John Mahama went to Barclays. Barclays gave us $300 million promissory notes. We gave it to Eurojet, and that is what they use for those projects. If you don't know, I'm telling you. 2, when John Mahama decided to invest in Ghana East, Rich Hospital, and others, what was Akufo-Addo doing? When COVID came to this republic, it was these hospital projects that became lifesavers. Nobody went into the cathedral when COVID came. That's how you assess the vision of a leader. For 8 years, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Akufo-Addo have to together destroy the international reputation of this country.
And how did they do that? You can't make those conclusions.
There's a young man called Michael Blackson.
Okay.
He's a comedian. Go right now on Facebook or his Twitter page. He said, Ghana stole my money through DDEP. It's there. City FM Online. That is how you have destroyed the image of this country. Now he says, John Mahama says, you create job through 24-hour economy. Unexplained. Dr. Bawumia's own life story tells you how 24-hour economy works. He said when he was in London, he does taxi driving 8 hours. You move and go and do another cleaning job for 8 hours and what have you. So he himself, his life, shows how you do a 3 shift in a day. How is this difficult for anybody to know? But I understand. Because the NPP had a consultant who told them that the 24-hour economy policy program is believable and Ghanaians can see the prospect. And so they should do everything to undermine it. And that is why they've been running all kinds of adverts on it. But you see, if you want to assess the vision of a leader, it is what he leaves for the predecessor. Before John Mahama left, he left Akufo-Addo $250 million in the sinking fund, uncontested. Before he left $274 million in the stabilization fund. In fact, that is the amount we used, $200 million when COVID came. That's a leader. He thinks about tomorrow. If you want a trustworthy leader, young people of this country, you will see a president who left you ESLA that had given you in excess of 30 billion Ghana cedis in 8 years, uncontested. If you want to see a leader, a John Mahama, the Heritage Fund, the Ghana Exim Bank, we took it to Parliament and passed the law that allows you to take a certain percentage on our export duties at the port to create. When the NPP came, they gave it to the likes of Wontumi, the original chairman in Ashanti region. We can't access those monies again. So we are looking at a president with vision. Look, many years ago.
So let me go to you. I told you to.
30 seconds.
No.
Many years ago, Adenta, Medina, and others were synonymous with no water. It was John Mahama as vice president with Mills as president that expanded water into those catchment areas. Today, people don't complain as it used to be in the past. That is how you assess. Don't come and sit here and let it look like you have created heaven. The same Afrobarometer report says about 82% Ghanaians believe that Ghana is heading to the wrong direction. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Going by this,
to the extent that he doesn't even understand the digitalization and will go out there and insult the Ghana people that they need kinky and fish and not digitalization.
Who doesn't understand digitalization?
The former president.
Are you saying
how do you
Dr.
tell me
who brought digitalization to Ghana?
I've never sat anywhere to say
saying?
that. Dr. Ameyaw has never also said that. But we also have the same the former president telling us that, okay, why have you abandoned the economy and now you are championing digitalization? When he doesn't know there's a nexus between digitalization and economy. So for me, clearly, the leader who has demonstrated that indeed he can be able to solve our many challenges is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia with his policies, having listened to him and that of the former president John Dramani Mahama.
You see, today.
Just say you have no case.
Today, Dr. Bawumia's record, his scorecard, is inflation 21%. It rose to 54. It has never happened since 1992. That is your record. Unemployment of 14%. Under John Mahama, it was 8%. It has never happened. Public debt from 120 billion to 765 billion. It had never happened. Do you know that by 2016, if you are a Ghanaian, your share of our public debt was 3,700. Today, your share of our public debt is 25,000. It has never happened. The exchange rate, you recall, Bawumia, when in doubt, observe the exchange rate. And that when the fundamentals, if you are a Boso Kinds Papers dealer, in 2016, if you had 1 million Ghana cedis, it gave you $250,000. So when you go, you can bring so many containers. Today, the same 1 million Ghana cedi gives you only $70,000. Shameful. That is your dubious record. Now you talk about what? That Bawumia, in one breath, we are told Bawumia is a mate. In another breath, we are told that he's the one who has done everything. You see,
the position is that he doesn't have direct power.
No, so the man you claim does not have direct power. It means everything has been done by Akufo-Addo in one breath. In another breath, he has championed 33 policies. Now, what is the result, the net result of the 33 policies? Exchange rate of 17 Ghana cedis to $1. That is all the 33 policies put together. The result is what we have today. But you see, we are having to entertain and tolerate this level of incompetence and thievery. Last week I said on this platform, when you have a government, listen carefully, when you have a government that can spend 500 million Ghana cedis out of gift miss, this is a government that is seeking to hide. But this morning my brother says that they have spent 25 billion on banking sector cleanup. Another wickedness. And the banking sector cleanup will be investigated. Do you know why? You claim that the banks needed 9 billion Ghana cedis to be on their, feet. Then you ended up, so that was the problem, 9 billion. Now you ended up spending 25 billion to solve a 9 billion problem. You are clueless and wicked. They stole the money. We investigate it.
How do you come by those conclusions?
How do you spend 25 to solve a 9 billion problem? Would you do that? I know you. You are level-headed. Would you do that? A 9 billion problem.
The central bank. That's the point.
No, so that's one. He says we have been doing 16 billion on excess capacity. Please, when people give you this kind of information, for your own personal credibility, interrogate it. Bawumia went to the Pentecost Convention Center and said, we have spent 17 billion on excess capacity. So we decided to interrogate it. 600 million of that money, listen carefully, $600 million Ghana cedis of that money was given to a company called Stratcom for supplying power to the independent power producers, LCOs, light crude. Now, if you are not generating the power, on what basis did you supply fuel to be paid 600 million? That's one side. Suhini asked Mr. Speaker that let finance minister come and tell us from 2017 to 2020 how much we have spent on excess capacity. It's not even up to 1 billion in 4 years. Now, when we saw the numbers, we realized that it was actually not excess capacity, but actually power produced and sold, because they were paying Ameyaw, they paid AXA, they paid Car Power, and the ones producing the power then. So That's a bare-faced lies. You have never spent that money on excess capacity. Stop lying to yourself. And you see the most dangerous thing that can happen to a man when he believes his own lies.
Meaning what? What do you mean by when he believes it?
You've never spent 16 billion on excess capacity. The money you spent is not even up to $1 billion on excess capacity. In any case, how do you call it excess capacity when the person had produced the power and sold it to you and you have used? Excess capacity simply means that the power plants can work, but for one reason or the other, you are not able to supply the power. But because you have take or pay agreement, you still have to pay. As we speak, Akufo-Addo, when he came, the Tema LNG project, you signed it, and there is a take or pay in it. So please, when they give you this kind of information, now Ameyaw says, and I'll conclude on this, yesterday, he told the young people of this country that he has the capacity to protect the public purse. The same lies his boss told us on the 7th of January 2017. Do you know what the record has been? Akufo-Addo today had packaged an ambulance contract, $54 million, to the young man called Solomon Okoro, who has a daughter with a daughter. Is that how he's protected the public purse? Inflated the project. Today, as we speak, Ameyaw, who is promising that he will protect the public purse, his brother, who he said one mother, one father with, whose company, Resource Assets Company Limited, has been the beneficiary of over 200 million Ghana cedis of public through sole sourcing. Through sole sourcing. Sole sourcing that Ameyaw and Akufo-Addo demonize in opposition. That is their lifestyle. So the young people of this country, and I'll conclude on this. If you believe these scammers, the disruption to the Ghanaian economy in the past 8 years is what they will visit on you. The NDC, we have said clearly, we have solid project, Women Development Bank, and the women of Ghana are buying it into it. They believe it's doable, it can be done, and we are encouraged. When John Mahama, look, I've been in the coastal community. Yes, I've been in the coastal community. Do you know that at an outboard motto that...
Thank you for staying tuned. PENDREAM TV really cherish you and value you. Please subscribe if you're a new member. Share the link to all friends of yours on your contact list. Also, don't forget to turn the notification bell on so that you'll be notified of all content that will be posted onto the channel. Thank you.
PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.